City Productions presents.
What's up, party people? You are listening to Conversations with Paycheck and Red,
an inappropriate comedy podcast.
Have you ever taken a photo of your own butthole?
Do you enjoy the smell of hot dog water?
Do you have random conversations about dildos?
Well, this is the podcast for you.
Just two good old boys having no-holds-barred conversations.
All while laughing inappropriately.
Oh, hell. Paycheck and Red have gotten themselves into another inappropriate conversation. Let's listen and see how they get out of this one.
3, 2, 1.
Is it? Yeah, dude. I must compliment you on your new background there, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're taking things.
Your studio's looking pretty dope.
I appreciate it. We got some sponsors. Corporate called and said I need to get my shit together.
My man's got a whole banner back there. Yeah. Sponsored by Roughneck Beard Company.
Well, they called me, said I needed to get together or they were gonna have to replace me. And I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not one to shy away from challenges or to be checked when I needed to be checked, you know what I mean? And
right.
I needed, but in my defense, I've got a lot going on, so it's been a slow process. But I'm in it, day at a time. Next up, stripper pole, right behind me.
Stripper pole?
I'm thinking stripper pole. I'm thinking a stripper pole behind me with some chick or dude or clown or whatever.
Is there enough room behind you for a stripper pole?
No, I mean, I'd have to move everything forward a little bit.
You must be putting a midget on that stripper pole.
Well, I think it's dwarf. Don't be so insensitive, Red.
Or is it little person?
I think you're right. I think it is little person. I think dwarf is only like in movies and, fairy magic land and shit.
Yeah, the last time I heard the word dwarf, it was on the movie Willow with Val Kilmer. Remember that movie?
Yeah. So what's up? Is everything good? How's life treating you?
Pretty damn good. Went to Ohio this weekend for a volleyball tournament for my youngest daughter, for Maggie there.
I bet that sucked.
No, it was actually pretty cool, man. They got first place out of 16 teams. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I was just kidding. It's good shit to go see a kid excel and shit. You know what I mean? It does something to you on the inside as a parent.
Got to stay in a Best Western and everything.
Shit, did you put all your luggage in the bathtub and check for bed bugs?
I absolutely did.
Yeah, that's something that you have to do. When you go to a damn hotel room, you cannot put your shit anywhere on anything except for the tub, and you check for bed bugs.
Man, I check for bed bugs. I check for DNA stains, hair. There ain't no telling what's went on.
Needles.
Yeah, I'm looking for everything.
There might even be a dildo slung underneath the bed right there. And no, most hotels you can't get to underneath the bed anymore.
No.
Well, speaking of hotel rooms, what's this episode about?
Well, you fucked up the segue, Paycheck. I was leading into that.
Yeah, but I thought that was quite clever.
It was. We were talking about the ladies of the night today, Paycheck. Prostitutes. Lockless.
The oldest profession. Your favorite and mine. Prostitution.
Wait a minute. Don't loop me into this whole your favorite and mine. You make me sound like I just go around hiring prostitutes.
Well, it must be someone's favorite if it's the oldest profession in the world. So think about that for a second.
It's everybody's favorite, not just mine and yours.
You know what I'm saying? I guess I should have said, well, I meant your favorite and mine or ours, meaning everybody else that's listening, and either me, I don't remember what I said if I said it.
So, yeah.
But
you're meaning that, I didn't know if you were meaning that directly or me as a people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I need you, when we have a podcast, I need you to think about it as if I'm talking to a group of people. There's a group of us here.
Okay.
There's a bunch of fellas and the sisters at the bonfire, sipping on yak, smoking blunts.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What's yak?
I don't know. I just heard it in a song one time. Sipping on yak.
Wait a minute. I think I just figured it out. It's cognac.
That's it. Yeah, I bet that is it. I ain't never fucking around with that. I was never a big drinker, but now if I drink, it's usually shine. I like to give me some of that clear stuff, and I'll make some sweet tea. Ooh, it'll put you digging in the dirt, son. But it's a clean buzz. You don't no hangover in the morning. It's good shit. Everybody try it. If you're drinking out there, get you some shine. Get you some of that. Oh, let's take a minute for our Navy personnel doing a flyby. He's old.
That's just awkward.
Did you hear it?
A little bit. It was just distorted. But anyway.
Conspiracy.
What?
They're flying. It's a conspiracy. They're flying over in the middle of our podcast.
Oh. You are next to an Air Force base, ain't you?
Navy. Naval station.
All right. Well, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah. So let's get back to it now. I wasn't saying you personally or me personally. I was just trying to, be witty.
You were talking about
the nation there.
You were talking about me as a people, not me as in red.
Right. Well, I was talking about us as a people, not just red.
Okay.
Selfish motherfucker. Don't be selfish. It ain't all about you, Red.
Sometimes it is.
So, prostitution, the world's oldest profession. So when you say the oldest profession, how far back do you think we're going here?
Caveman.
Well, you would think so, right? You would think prostitution. I mean, think about. I found this interesting that in order for something, a service, to be economically and financially successful, there has to be a demand for it. So, it being the world's oldest profession, that says a lot about mankind as far as there has always been a demand for commercial sex.
What do you mean commercial sex? What are you talking about?
It's commercialized. It's now for profit. It's now a service offered. But if you do a little bit of digging on prostitution, they in some countries, some regions, some cultures, they're high up on the hierarchy in that village or whatever. They're respected in some cultures.
Respected?
Yeah, in some countries back in the day, before the whole equal rights movement, they were deemed as relevant as men in some places. Prostitutes. You think about let's take one prostitute. Think about how many presidents that prostitute saw, or how many rock stars that prostitute saw. You know what I mean? How many stories that prostitute has. So that prostitute is, I feel like I just said prostitute like 100 times.
You've said it more in the last 5 minutes. You probably said it in your whole life.
Prostitute. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way.
Right.
But think about all the conversations that these women have had, and men, because there are men prostitutes. They're talking to bankers, financial institution, presidents, or employees. So the rock stars. So these people have it's possible that they could have stories and views on things based on all the people that they come across. It's like customer service. You come across a lot of people in customer service.
Right. Well, I mean, I said caveman, but I mean, as far back as it's documented, I would say probably biblical times, because it is mentioned in the Bible a few times.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that was
they used to identify. Well, it seems like I remember somewhere in the Bible that they identify keeping whenever somebody rides by and they're standing on the side of the road or walking the streets or whatever, they cover their face up, and that's like a sign that they're ladies of the night.
But what are you saying that, or that's what they're called, ladies of the night?
That's what they're referred to as, ladies of the night. Night walkers, street walkers, ladies of the night, lot lizards. I mean, they're called all kinds of shit.
With being a truck driver, I somewhat understand the demand for what we call lot lizards in the truck driving industry. And they come in all different varieties. Some are well organized, some are just independent. You know what I mean? They're just chilling all by themselves or whatever. But some of these truck drivers, they don't have a home. They don't have family. They live in that truck. They deliver freight. Sometimes they get a little break, you know what I mean? So they look for some company for the night. They don't have the luxuries of having a girlfriend or having a wife and a family and being able to go home and make love to his wife, you know what I mean? So the man's got a itch to scratch, and they provide a service. Dude, I was in Ontario, California one time, and it was organized, bro. These chicks were walking across the truck stop with handheld CB radios, dressed like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't think they were prostitutes. You would think, why are these fine bitches walking across this damn truck stop? No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't use the B word, but I know you would. That's why I said you would probably say, why are all these bad bitches walking across the damn lot here?
I would say that. I would call them bitches. I would never. I would never.
So they used to get on the CB radio, and they would on a national truck drivers channel talk about prices and, you know, looking for drugs, and man, it was crazy. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen. I'm gonna do a Trucking Ain't Easy episode about Ontario, California. If I haven't already.
No, you haven't. So,
yeah.
Were you talking about organized? I mean, is there like a setup station, like a headquarters in the parking lot, and were they doing like hooker commercials on CB radio or something? I mean, what?
Well, the particular one in Ontario, there was a hotel right behind the truck stop, and apparently that's where the pimps and all the girls. It'd be kind of like a backstage at a strip club, except for it'd be hotel rooms. So I imagine they all come out of these hotel rooms and they go back to the hotel rooms. You know what I mean? And I imagine there's pimps because it's pretty organized, and they a lot of them work together. You see a group of them all together. Now, I'm not saying all of them get in the truck together, but a majority of them, they all ran across a lot. And I'm talking about underneath trailers. You know what I mean? These women, it was crazy.
Damn.
But prostitution, so back in the day, in the beginning, I wonder what the currency was, like, you know, I wonder what the going rate was in the beginning. A finning?
A baby goat.
A baby goat and my two sisters.
Damn, for a blowjob?
No, well, I mean, I didn't.
You gonna trade two? You gonna trade two sisters for some head, man?
No, I didn't specify. I didn't specify. I was gonna partake in.
You just talking about a sexual experience in general,
right? So but you're right. I imagine you would have to itemize. I imagine there's a menu of some sort. For if you just wanted oral, you know, it's this price. If you wanted, you know, penetration.
Oral? Who the hell says that?
Well, I'm trying to keep it scientific and medical.
Oral. We ain't doctors or professionals. So
I'm a doctor of love. I'm the love.
Here we go.
Yeah, but you don't say that's kind of rude and crude for you to say, "Hey, baby, let me get a blowjob." It's a lot more classier if you say, "Hey, yo, baby, how about some oral?"
that sounds creepy as shit. How about some oral? Some oral. Yeah, that's creepy.
Well, blowjob was.
You're paying someone for sex. I'm not trying to be classy and professional. If I'm pulling up on the street and I see a girl standing there, excuse me, miss, how much for some oral? How much for oh, that's expensive. That's white people problems right there, man. Oh, that's expensive.
Do you take Groupon?
Do you accept credit, check, cash? What do you do here?
So if you
is there gonna be penetration involved here, miss?
Okay, so if you have such a problem with that, how would you run up on the scene?
I'm paying this woman for sex, man. I'm not trying to be classy and professional. Hey, babe, how about how much for a blowjob? How much for some pussy? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to...
Wait. Why did you skip anal? Is anal out of the question with a prostitute?
No, I was getting there. You interrupted me.
Sorry about that.
But you fucked it all up now, so you ruined the joke.
Okay, so wait a minute. You pulled up on the scene. Roll down the window. What is it? Do you do that? What is it that you do? Hi now. How much for a blowjob?
I probably would. Yeah, just for comedic purposes, I probably would. Yeah.
All right. So for those who don't know, when Red sees people that he knows, he raises his hand and says, "All right now."
All right now. How's your mom and them? How's your mom and them? And you got to point at them too, like this. All right now.
Yeah, you gotta let them know that it's them that you're talking to.
Yeah.
That way later, if they don't see you, be like, "Dude, I was pointing at you and everything."
Right. Yeah, I've done the whole thing. I said, "All right now," and I pointed at you. That's you. All right now. All right now.
Okay, so roll down the window. All right now.
All right now. Hey, how much for a blowjob right there? You.
Okay.
With the jean mini skirt on right there.
Okay, now wait a minute. It's a bit insulting to just assume that because some woman is walking down the damn street that she's a prostitute. Now, wouldn't you think that the first interaction should be, "Hey, excuse me, hey, are you working or you just walk in?" You know what I mean?
Dude, they're never off the clock. They're always working.
Yeah, but you pull up on one, she'll be like, "Excuse me, I'm walking to the grocery store. My car broke down."
Yeah, dude, I'm not just gonna approach any female walking on the side of the road. Not just any. I mean, excuse me, miss. Are you a prostitute or are you just walking? I mean, come on. If this whole scenario involves me approaching a prostitute, she's already dressed for the job. You know what I mean? Like, I know that she's a prostitute. So,
but how do you know that she's a prostitute? Just because of what she's wearing?
Most of the time. I mean, in somewhere probably like Vegas or LA maybe. But
so she ass out, titties hanging out. Wait. Is it titties? Oh, titties is always. It sounds. I giggle every time I say titties. Like I can't be in the bed and be like, "Ooh, those are some nice titties." You know, titties. The word itself is crazy to me.
What do you call them then?
I mean, I call them titties, but it just makes me laugh every time I say titties.
Yeah.
I could be in the heat of the moment and be like, "Ooh, dang, girl, you got some nice titties." You know, and I bust out laughing. All right, so we've determined that this young lady or old lady, you know, whatever your preference is, Red.
Right.
So we've determined that she is, in fact, and this is a female, correct?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Well, I didn't want to assume. You know what they say about assume?
Oh yeah. All right, yeah, it's definitely a female.
So I wonder what if you asked for, like, you were short on time, you had somewhere to be, so you only had enough time for a little blowjob, a little blow by, if you will. You know what I mean? Just quick in and out, get a blowjob. How much do you think does a blowjob cost?
I mean, do you have an answer, or are you just getting a speculation?
No, I have no idea. I've never done that before.
I'd say somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, man. Like me personally, I wouldn't give you no more than $25, $30, I reckon.
Yeah. You probably said 25 or 30 just to avoid sounding like you're paying crackhead prices.
Yeah, Paycheck, I'll give her $27.50.
Well, I mean, if it's 20, you would think 20. That's kind of like it's kind of like the minor. That's kind of like the minor leagues of prostitution. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. If I'm walking the streets of Vegas or somewhere where it's legal, or if I go to an actual brothel in Vegas, I'm probably going to pay upwards in the neighborhood of 100, 150, maybe even more than that. You know what I'm saying?
For a blowjob?
I would imagine, yeah. Or I mean, if you're walking the street now, you'll probably get one for about 50, maybe 100. But if you go into a brothel like the Bunny Ranch or something, like where it's a set up organization, you're gonna pay a little bit. Them girls get paid. I'm talking like six figures.
Yeah, see, that's not for something of my caliber, but I could see. I'm sure that's set up for those places are set up for these millionaire businessmen who they just fly all the time and do business and board meetings. They don't have time for the romance and the dating and shit, so they just get a high class escort for the most part. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But see, that's the crazy thing about prostitution is it comes in all forms. Escorts, for example, that hid under the guise that they would escort you, or you could escort them to a party, a company get together. You know what I mean? Some martinis, whatever it is, those high class people do with escorts. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there used to be a whole entire reality show on the Bunny Ranch. I know you remember it being on TV. You walk in that place and you got a lineup of like badass girls in like evening gowns and dresses and shit. You pick your one out and they tell you the rate and you take her to the back and spend however much you paid for it. Hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes. But these are like high class, high maintenance looking girls. These ain't no couple teeth missing, ain't washed your ass in about a month. Need $10 so she can get a pack of cigarettes, kind of shit. This is high dollar shit. But you might as well go over to the roughneckbeardcompany.com and get you some beard products. Take care of that best friend on your face. He'll thank you for it later. Make sure to use promo code Paycheck15 to save 15% off your next order.
And then you might be able to put in, if they allow you to put multiple codes in there, put Wayne sent me for an additional 10%.
Hell yeah.
All right, so you roll up on somebody. $20 is the going rate for a blowjob on the side of the street kind of blowjob. Anything in Vegas or any kind of tourist area or anywhere where it's legal, it would cost you more, $150.
I would say because the government's got to get their cut of it, so they're gonna jack the price of the shit up.
Yeah, this is true.
You know what I'm saying? The government ain't gonna stand for no $20 blowjob. They're gonna get 100, 150, 200. That way they get their cut, the brothel gets their cut, the girl gets their cut, and everybody's happy.
So
it's customer service, like you said, man. It's a whole job, really. I mean, if you're doing it legally, I mean, it's still a job if you're doing it illegally, but I mean, the government's gonna get their cut. It's legal.
Yeah, in some places, being a stripper, you can get caught up in the whole prostitution deal. I've known of clubs around here where they've gotten busted for soliciting prostitution inside the clubs.
Oh yeah, that happened all the damn time in Myrtle Beach, man.
It wasn't me though. Yo, I went to a strip club one time and there was this guy, and it was weird. It was like phone booths. Like they didn't have like a private room. They were like phone booths. Not a phone booth, but like it was like this cubicle booth where you just go inside, no door, it's wide open. I mean, but it's almost like a stall with a chair in it.
Yeah.
So this dude creeped over and sat in one of those stalls and was jerking off while one of the chicks was on stage. I saw security run over there and throw his little ass out.
Yeah, man, I mean, I can see where, like you say, I can see the need for it if you're a truck driver or person that travels a lot for work and all that. But I've never used the service before.
It's fine that you call it a service.
I mean,
I've never had my penis serviced. You know, I don't get a monthly service.
Yeah, so I'm okay. So to put it streetwise, I ain't never paid for a blowjob.
But what about anal? Have you ever paid for anal?
No. No.
I didn't know if you were trying to slide under the radar a little bit. Like you have paid for anal, but you've never paid for a blowjob.
No, never paid for any of that.
I wonder if that's offered. I mean, that just seems like a lot of work. You know what I mean? For like the streetwalker type. You know what I mean? Like I imagine that takes a little bit of a little more work.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah.
So you probably had to pay for the whole hour at that point. And can you buy it in increments? Can I be like, yeah, 15 minutes, $25 for 15 minutes?
I think that's how these legal brothels work. I think. I'm not sure. Well, per hour or whatever. Like you pay for a half hour or an hour or 2 hours or whatever. I don't think you pay for the specific service off the menu. I think you pay by the hour.
I wouldn't know what to do with a woman, you know, only there for sexual gratification. Like you don't want to ask how the family is and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I know what I'd do with her. I mean, why would you not know what to do with her?
Yeah, but for 2 hours?
Well, I mean, some people just rent them for companionship too, man. We're not talking about just straight up.
Did you just say rent them?
Yeah, that's essentially what you're doing, right?
Yeah, but don't cheapen it by saying renting them.
You buy them for an hour. You rent them for an hour. I mean, what other way is there to say that? But these people are...
Listen, they have feelings too.
Okay, well, fine, but I'm saying some no, but listen to me. Some people just want companionship. They don't want just straight up sex every time. I mean, maybe the first few minutes or the first half hour or so. But if I'm buying you for an hour, or renting you for an hour, or paying you for an hour of your time, let's say, for sexual gratification, and I only last 30 minutes, I pay for that whole hour. We're gonna talk and chit chat and how's your mom and them and. You know what I mean? I'm going to get my whole hour's worth because you ain't going to get none of that money back.
So instead of trying to get a second one off, you'd rather talk about how our mom and them is?
Not me specifically, motherfucker. I'm just saying people in general, men in general, women in general. Not me.
I'd be like,
I'm going to get, me personally, I'm going to get my hour's worth if I'm paying for it. I'm going to get off as many as I can in an hour if I pay for it.
How many do you think you can get off in an hour? You at your age, right now?
2. Maybe 3 if I worked hard the last 10, 15 minutes.
Well, if you're paying for a service, then it's about you and you really don't have to accommodate somebody else's orgasm, right? I'm paying for this. You get your orgasm on your time. We on my time right now.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
that is insensitive, Red. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how insensitive you are to the oldest profession. So prostitution, strip clubs, foreign countries, world's oldest profession. Red personally has never solicited a prostitute, nor male. Right?
Of course. I just said that like 3 times already since we've been doing this.
I don't think you can find the male part. I mean, if you get picked up on the male part.
No, I have not. But we're done talking about me. Has Paycheck ever used the service of a lady of the night?
No. I haven't had that privilege. And I'm not really the I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've always had a girlfriend, a wife, I've always been tied up. You know what I mean? I ain't never been single where when I was single, that wasn't on my mind. So no, I've never had the opportunity. But I have seen a lot of them, mostly lot lizards being in the truck driving business. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you know, it's the world's oldest profession for a reason. There's a demand for it, and apparently it's not going away. So
it's not the world's oldest profession, is it?
I believe so. Well, where did you get that information?
It seems like I heard it somewhere. Hey, how many synonyms do you know for the word prostitute or hooker or whatever? You know any of them? Like lady of the night, hooker?
I don't know a lot of them. To be honest with you, the area that I grew up in, they weren't really prostitutes. They were just crackheads looking for money for dope. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like they were out specifically only trying to have sex. You know what I mean?
Right. There was an ulterior motive.
Right. But I'm assuming that the currency could change if they're bad on drugs. You know what I mean? So I'm assuming that they would somebody who had drugs would pick one of them up. But hey, I don't have any money, but I got some drugs. They'd be like, all right, party. You know what I mean? They spend the night together, and next thing you know, they're 5 days in, damn near married already.
5 days?
Chasing that next fix.
Mm-hmm. Well, according to the thesaurus.com, there's quite a few synonyms for prostitute. I'm going to throw off a few of them, see if you've ever heard any of these.
All right, let's hear them.
You ever heard the word concubine?
I have. That's old school. That's what they were called back in the day.
You ever heard the word floozy?
I have.
How about harlot?
Say that one again.
Flip.
I have. Yeah, that's another old school one.
Okay. Everybody's heard this one. Nymphomaniac.
Yeah, but that's not really a prostitute. That's just somebody who loves sex.
That's what the thesaurus says. How about the word streetwalker? We just said that one. How about call girl?
Yeah, that's more the escort category.
Yeah. How about fallen woman?
No.
Lady of the evening.
As opposed to lady of the night?
I'm just telling you what the thesaurus says, man. How about painted woman?
No.
Woman of the streets.
No. At night?
Working. Yeah. How about working girl?
Yep.
Let's see. There's quite a few of them, man. How about Jezebel?
Yep. Well, my equipment. Listen, my equipment's telling me that that's all the time we have for today. So let's make sure this thing gets an ending. So there you have it, folks. Prostitution. It's been around for a while. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think we'll be getting into artificial. Artificial intelligence prostitution. You know what I mean? That's you'll have one at your disposal, no problem. You ain't got to worry about what to say when you pull up next to them. Skirt. Hey, what is it?
All right, now you talking about a robot, dude?
Well, I don't want to just put it in a corner and label it and call it a robot. I'm just artificial intelligence. That keeps it open to however the technology. Dude, why is my face so bright right now?
So we're talking about a prostitute kiosk?
Yeah. No.
Like Redbox? You just put your credit card in, then stick your dick in it? I mean, what?
Yeah. No, you imagine something shows up at your house. And whatever you ordered. If you ordered like a what is it, S&M, where you get spanked and stuff, she's gonna show up in the leather. If you order the girl next door or the guy next door, I'm trying to keep this open to, trying to keep it open.
artificial intelligence. So you're talking about like robots and shit. If I order some S&M and some S&M robot shows up with leather and whips on, that's what I ordered. If I ordered a gay guy or a lady of color or a man of color, whatever, to spend the evening with.
A lady of color?
Yeah, a red woman, a black woman, a yellow woman, a pink and purple polka dotted woman. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, color don't matter to me, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to put that out there.
It don't matter to me either. That's why I say depending on what I want to order, depending on what I want. I'm not what's the word? Discriminating here. I'm just saying, depending on what.
It sounds like you're trying to mansplain right now, to be honest with you.
Trying to what?
Mansplain. You're trying to mansplain it to me. Like, I don't know. Like, you're more of a man than me, and you have to mansplain it to me.
No, I'm not at all trying to do that. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, like I was saying, my equipment's telling me that that's all the time we have for today. But Red likes to keep talking. So, yeah, listen, prostitutes. There's some that sending their kids to college. You know, prostitution. There's some that's freebasing off your blowjob. So think about that next time you pick up a prostitute, that you are contributing. You could possibly be contributing to her drug addiction.
And keep on the lookout, ladies and gentlemen, for red box prostitutes.
Yeah. The artificial insemination.
Yeah, the real artificial insemination.
And if you're into that thing, go out, support your local prostitutes. You know what I mean? Do your thing. Just
hey
keep
man,
it clean.
I just had a wonderful idea really quick.
Yeah. I'm into one. Wait. A wonderful idea?
A wonderful idea.
Hey, dude, I can tell you. Listen, I've heard good ideas. I've even heard great ideas, but very rarely do I get to hear the unicorn of all. A wonderful. Let's hear it.
You can get two birds stoned at once with this one. You have a red box prostitute that gets you off, makes you feel good, right? You pay for the service. You put your credit card in, then you stick your dick in it, and it services you. So what are they doing with the DNA that you're releasing into this machine, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm not a big fan of sticking my dick in anything that I don't know what's on the other side.
So if you pay for the service, you get satisfied, and they have to have somewhere to put this spunk, this jizz, this cum, if you will. So why not just bank it and make it a sperm bank all at the same time?
Yeah, that's definitely getting two birds stoned at the same time.
Oh yeah.
All right, so y'all watch for it. We're gonna go ahead and put a patent on it, so don't try to steal it.
Right.
Y'all stay tuned for the next episode, because this one right here got out of hand.
It became inappropriate very, very quick.
Yeah, that's what we do. We jump over things, and we
Cross stuff.
We push stuff.
No.
Yeah, we push the envelope, and we jump to conclusions.
Right. We push things and we jump over stuff. How many times do we have to go through this?
Yeah, but what did you just say? We're gonna have to have a meeting about this. I'm calling a board meeting. I'm calling a board meeting. We're gonna get this shit squared away. We're gonna figure out: are we jumping over things and pushing things?
Yes, we're pushing stuff and jumping over things.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. We're pushing things and jump. We're jumping over things. We're jumping over things and we're pushing things. Here on Conversation with Paycheck.
No. All right, one more time for the people in the back. We are pushing stuff and jumping over things.
Right.
We are pushing the boundaries and jumping to the conclusion. Pushing the envelope. Pushing the envelope.
So you can't just go around pushing. You can't just go around pushing boundaries.
Sure you can.
Now you can push an envelope.
You can push boundaries.
No, because here at Conversations with Paycheck and Red, we don't know where those boundaries are. They got lost. We
That's
can't
why
even
we're
find
pushing them. That's why we're pushing them. We get to the boundary and we push that motherfucker out of the way because we crossing them. We're pushing envelopes. What? We just slide the envelope across the table to my man. Here, Doc, take this envelope right here. Just sliding and pushing envelopes. That's
we write inappropriate things on pieces of paper. We put it in the envelope, and then we push it across the line.
On the table?
Yeah, that goes to the whole we cross the line by pushing the envelope.
All right, yeah, again, you heard it here first, people. We're crossing the line and pushing envelopes.
Over the line.
Oh, pushing over the line and crossing. Whatever. Yeah, we're
not just walking on the line here.
Yeah, Johnny Cash would be very disappointed in us.
Yeah, we ain't walking no lines. We're pushing envelope. Is it envelope or envelope?
I say envelope.
Yeah, I say envelope too. But
you ever heard anybody call it an envelope?
That's all I have time today. Y'all come back now here.
Later.
You've been listening to the Conversations with Paycheck and Red podcast. Check out Paycheck and Red on Facebook at Paycheck and Red, Instagram at Paycheck and Red podcast, and Twitter at Paycheck and Red. And don't forget, paycheckandred.com, where you can buy merch, you can subscribe to the podcast, and you can listen to the podcast.
Sometimes you want to go where nobody knows your name. The Small Town Mentality Podcast with Ben and Austin.
What's up, guys?
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
It's your host, Ben and Austin from the Small Town Mentality Podcast.
And if you're some real cool dudes...
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Oh, my bad. We got to keep it PC for this promo.
You can follow us on Twitter at STM Pod, on Instagram at Small Town Mentality Podcast, and on Facebook at STM Pod. You can find us everywhere podcasts are played.
Yep. So if you're some real cool dudes...
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
My bad, sir. I didn't mean to call you that.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I'll keep that in mind next time we have it up. Come check us out.
Small Town Mentality Podcast.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I didn't even say sir that time.
Drama City Productions.
It's a podcast network that brings you several genres of podcasts, movie reviews, true crime, comedy, interviews, and much more. Visit DramaCityProductions.com to find all the amazing shows today. Find Drama City Productions on Twitter and Instagram at DCP Network, and stay in touch with the network and all the podcasts available. Big thanks to Ben, who runs the network, and his own podcast. DramaCityProductions.com, where podcasting lives.